the Nets and Bucks, Game 5. James Harden and Kevin Durant playing for Brooklyn, and this would be an all-timer kind of game for KD. He would finish with 49 points, 10 assists, 17 rebounds, playing all 48 minutes. Giannis had 34 on the other side, and while the Bucks had the lead for much of the game, the Nets turned up clutch and pulled it out 114-108 to take a 3-2 series lead.
KD, so impressive. Winner, Iron Man, not RDJ, but rather KWD. Kevin Durant's middle name is Wayne, for those wondering. Played every last one of the 48 minutes of this game, scored 49 points in them. He had to do that because there was not a single other superstar that was healthy on that Nets roster. Thank goodness he came through the way that he did.
All I'm saying is that there are labor laws requiring employers to give their employees breaks during their shift. I'm just saying. All right, winner, Spider Tag, we just talked about it. You know, the biggest knock on Giannis in his game is that he shrivels come playoff time. Listen, he had 34 points in this game, but he could have had 36. Just catch the pass from Chris Middleton. That ties the game. It changes the entire complexion of it. Giannis, you're not helping the reputation that you don't show up in the biggest moments during the playoffs.
I think Trevor Bauer could help him out.
He could. They should be homies.
Absolutely. Loser, thanks for coming out. I respect the ever-loving mess out of James Harden coming out here and giving his best effort on this bum hamstring. But look, 0 for 6 in the first half, that's only going to help y'all so much, bro. Like, it's a matter of getting him back healthy, I imagine. Yeah, look, it's just not the same game when he can't get to the rack. That's point blank, period.
He was a massive placebo. Okay, I got a winner for you, Uncle Jeff. KD took the group project to the A Dolo, but if there was a Robin to his Brooklyn Batman, it was Uncle Jeff. Draft classmate, by the way, with KD from 07, went 7 of 8 from 3, one of only 3 nets in double digits.
Was that a soft J on Jeff?
My name's Jeff. You know what that was. I don't even know what movie that's from, but it's funny every time.
George Sedano, the rating game, one of our favorite games to play here on SportsNation, where you rate things overrated, underrated, and properly rated. Let's start with Kevin Durant, my friend. Game 5, 49 points. A lot of people saying he saved the Nets season with his performance. What would you say to this statement? This is KD's single greatest playoff performance in his entire career. Where do you rate it?
I would say properly rated to that. I know people are going to say I'm crazy because of the stakes, that this is only a second-round series. The man has won a couple of championships. Look, it's only his second triple-double in his playoff career. By the way, one of them was Game 4, the game clincher against Cleveland in 2018. But not this, not 49-point triple-double. Like, this is a whole different level of insanity. And his whole season was on the line here. Now, I want to give James Harden a lot of credit for gutting it out, like KD said in the postgame to my man, Jared Greenberg. Jeff Green out there, you know, represented like it was KD and Jeff Green back on the Supersonics back in the day. And, of course, Blake Griffin played like he played in Game 1, so he got some help. But, man, he was supernova tonight, okay? And everyone in the world was wondering, can KD pull this thing out basically on his own? Now, he got a little help, but let's face it, he was by far the best player on the floor, and it is his single greatest playoff performance. The numbers don't lie.
All 48 of the minutes say exactly that. We will shift to the other Eastern Conference series. Joel Embiid being extremely gassed and the Sixers following that notion is extremely problematic. What do you rate that, over, under, or properly rated?
I'm going to say overrated in this regard. I don't think it's his wind per se. I think it's his injury, right? The torn meniscus to me is a much bigger issue than his conditioning at this stage. This dude was balling out there, okay? Putting up 40-point games on one leg against your squad, Trevor. Now, your squad has played better than anticipated, but Joel Embiid just needs some help out there on the offensive end. Look, Ben Simmons is a fantastic defender. I think he's the best perimeter defender in the NBA this particular season. And by the way, on offense, maybe he doesn't shoot the ball the way people like, but he does create a ton of open looks, particularly beyond the three-point line. I believe in the last 2 years, no one has created more open three-point looks than Ben Simmons from that point guard spot. But they just need one guy on that roster to step up on a given night from the offensive end to help those guys out, and they should be able to close this series out. But I'm not buying that on Joel. This is an injury thing. It has nothing to do with conditioning.
Sedano, we're going out west, and I think everybody here knows that I'm a Clippers hater. I don't know the reason why. But Kawhi and PG, back-to-back games with 30 points each. So are we committing to the Clippers at this point? Overrated, underrated, or properly? What do you say?
Well, Gary, you'd fit in right here in LA. There's a lot more Laker fans than Clipper fans. And this may be dangerous on my part, but I'm going to go underrated. Okay, I have picked the Clippers to win against the Mavericks. I didn't waver when they were down 0-2 heading to Dallas. I was there for Game 3 in Dallas, reporting from that game. I didn't waver when they were down 0-2 to the Jazz. I thought it'd be 2-2 heading back to Utah. Here we are. I think they can win the next two. I don't even think this series gets to 7 the way Kawhi and PG are playing. Outside of Game 1, PG has been fantastic. And here's the thing with Kawhi. He is re-engaged. Listen to these numbers. In the 6 wins this year, Kawhi shooting 65% from the floor. If they get that Kawhi, which I think they'll get more of as this series goes on and these playoffs roll on, the Clippers have a legit path to the title. Just look at it. They win this series, they can beat the Suns, although it's going to be a tough one. And the way it's going in the East, with Philly banged up, with Atlanta inexperienced, with the Nets potentially dinged up, even if they get past the Bucks, the Clippers may have a path to the championship, which may sound crazy, but it's legit.
Another great edition of the Rating Game. We love it here on Sports Nation with the man himself, George Sedano. Thanks for joining us, my dude.
You got it, family. Take care. Be good.